So I wanted to figure out a way to do some cooking while within my camper shell or sitting in my cab of my truck. And propane doesn't really lend itself to that. It's an open flame. I mean, you can do it, but there's some additional risks like, fire. And so I was thinking of different alternatives, and I was going to go with an Instant Pot just because there's you can make freaking yogurt with it. It's a pressure cooker, it's a slow cooker, it's an oven. Depending on how you use it, you can make all sorts of things. But it isn't a native 12-volt DC device. And so I did some more research, and what I found was that there are a couple manufacturers, and one of them is Max Burton. And Max Burton makes something somewhat similar to an Instant Pot, which is called a Max Burton Digital Stove to Go. And apparently they used to have an older stove to go, which was more like an oven, I thought. Just kind of a rectangular heater. And this one has a digital readout, as you can see on the box. And it's also smaller. Like the smallest Instant Pot is 3 quarts. And the capacity for the Burton Digital Stove to Go is, I think, 1.5 liters, which is perfect for 1 or 2 people. And since it's just going to be me for a while, it's perfect size because I'm limited in size in a truck with a camper shell. And so this is it. As you can see, it's I don't know. The height is about the width of my hand. You can see my hand spread wide on the top. If I open it up, this is what comes inside, with also a steamer tray that fits on the top of this. I think I'm gonna cook something as a test, and then we'll see, the pros and cons of it. I know that there's a fuse built into this, so we'll see if it blows the fuse or not. What I'm first going to do is run it. There's a receptacle in my electric refrigerator for a 12-volt plug-in, and so I'm going to plug this in first and see how it runs then. If it blows the fuse, then I'm going to just run it off my starter battery. But I know that these have a fuse built in. I think it's 20 amp. So we'll test drive that first. Alright, so I think I'm gonna freeball it. I'm just gonna make up something. Just gonna toss in some butter. And then maybe add some bacon, and then put some ground beef in the center, and then go for a drive. Okay, so for the purpose of the experiment, I have the bacon on the outside, and then I have about 2 pounds of hamburger on the inside. I'll probably put some salt and pepper, close the lid, plug it in, and go for a drive. Okay, I have a Vector refrigerator that runs off of my auxiliary, and you can see it's running right now. But it also has a 12-volt receptacle. And so I'm going to plug in, and indicator light is running, so we'll turn it on, and I will want it to get, let's see, I'm going to bring it up to 350 degrees. And then we're going to go on a ride to keep my auxiliary battery up, Anyway, most of the recipes out there say you have to preheat the oven to 350, but we're going to go from the temperature it is now and see how that goes. Go for a drive. As long as the car's running, it looks like, at least for now, both are working. Indicator light for both is fine, so we'll give it another go. I'll drive for a while and see. I'll check it again. Well, my first experience with this Max Burton stove is that the fuse got blown, so maybe that's the reason they include 2 of these fuses. So I'm gonna replace that and we'll try to resume this test. So when you remove these, this tip comes off, and then there's a cap that holds the fuse. So that goes, you take this out and you replace it with one of these guys. Alright, so I think I blew the fuse because I was running both the refrigerator that I have, and then I was plugging in the Burton Digital Stove to go on top of that. And I also didn't have the engine running when I did that, and then I turned on the power. So right now it's on my auxiliary battery. I have a cigarette lighter plug, and I took the refrigerator off just for this test. I might run another test again with the engine on and then running both. Right now I'm just going to run this for this test. I think everything is running okay now. Let's check it out. Stove in the box. I have it running off of the outlet that I have in my camper top. I set the temperature for 350. They say it takes about 30 minutes to get up to temperature. Right now it's at 70 degrees Fahrenheit. It does indicate that it's on, so we're going to go for a drive and see how it goes. Like Georgetown is about 44 minutes away. So it'll get up to 350 degrees in 30 minutes, and then it'll cook for 15 minutes. And then I will probably turn around and drive back. And then we'll see what deliciousness is in store for us, okay? Well, we've been driving for about 30 minutes. I didn't get quite to Georgetown, but the traffic back from the ski areas was getting a little tense, so I turned around at, I think it was Dayton. It's kind of hard to read the digital display, but it reads 230 degrees Fahrenheit. And so I didn't get up to the full 350 degrees, but I didn't pre-warm it. I put the cold ingredients in and then just turned it on. So that makes sense. When I look at it, it's like everything's cooking away for sure. I'm going to stick a thermometer in and see what the internal temperature is. There's a bunch of fat because this is a Walmart ground beef, and it's like 27% fat. I think they recommend, like, I don't know, 90%, something like that. It's supposed to be an instant read thermometer. I'm kind of doubting that. Okay, 184, 185. Anyway, it is within the temperatures range of safe, so I'm going to eat it. Okay. There we go. Let's give it a try. Not bad. You know, it's like you cooked it in a pan in the oven. So I'm going to enjoy this, and that's my first test of the Max Burton Digital Stove to go. And I'm going to try to fix the fuse on the regular battery, and then we'll see if we can run both the refrigerator off of the auxiliary battery and then running the stove off of the main battery. I think that'll be my next test. But anyway, yeah, it's a stove, it's an oven, it's a slow cooker, and it runs off of your cigarette lighter. Don't try to run an electric DC refrigerator and the Max Burton on the same fuse because it will blow it. But I have an inkling that I could run the Max Burton on the starter battery and then continue to run the refrigerator off of my auxiliary battery, and that would be enough. Anyway, in my initial experiment, you can run it when the car is running, but you'll blow the fuse if it's not running. Otherwise, it cooks things up just fine. See you next time. Please subscribe, comment, thumbs up if you like it. If you don't like it,